we starting at 8:30? We lost a lot of people. But that's okay.
It's 4 minutes to go.
Oh, okay.
Let me be fast.
Sorry. Thank you, Nanda.
26.
So it's me. This clock is really difficult to see. I can press the light. Since you're waiting, got 1 minute to go. There will be no interview, personal interview during this short weekend retreat. So there will be a Q&A this evening. So please put your questions on the piece of paper and I'll do my best to answer. If you really want to speak to me and you can make arrangement or appointment to see me outside the retreat, and you can see Shranga. You can send an email to info@patacharabhikkunihermitage.com and to make arrangement to come to see me. I'm not far away from here. Actually, not far away from the city. I'm in Samsung. That's where Patachara Bhikkhuni Hermitage is located. So if you really want to speak to someone, you can make appointment to come and see me. But outside this retreat, because it's too short to have the personal interview. So please ask your questions using the Q&A method. Assume we can start. Still got 1 minute. I'm so eager to start. I hope you're so eager as well to be here. But I was told that I should start at exactly the time. There you go, that's what the manager said. Right, it's 8:30. We are on time. So welcome back, everyone. I hope you have a relaxing evening yesterday and have a relaxing morning and enjoy your breakfast. So normally for the retreat, for the weekend retreat, besides meditation, I would like to share some teaching of the Buddha so that you can, when you leave here, you can have something to bring with you, to reflect on. I like to use the word to chew on when you go home. So remember that the retreat is probably part one of your practice or part of your practice, or for some of you is your starting point. So there is a whole range of Dhamma. There's a whole lot out there for you to keep on exploring, investigating during your on your journey, on the Eightfold Path, on the spiritual journey. So today, for this weekend, I would like to look at, I use the word the head or the heart. So how do you live your life? Do you live your life using your head or you live your life using your heart? So we're going to look into that. So what do you think? You don't need to tell me. This is a trigger point for you to reflect on. And first of all, I would like to define what do I mean by heart for the purpose of our investigation. So the head, for this purpose, it means using logic, using facts and figures, using analysis, evaluation, so practicality, or the intellectual part of the brain. And the heart, that is your passion, your intuition, and your personal value, what you value most in your life. It can be anything. It can include kindness, love, compassion, truthfulness, harmlessness, we have been talking about, renunciation, generosity. So whatever you value most in your life. So that is, to me, so that for this purpose, it is the heart value of it. So why did I come up with this topic? Because I was at a commission meeting for Patachara Bhikkhuni Hermitage. I got 2 commission members here. So we was, I think just a few months ago, the commission need to take a vote on a decision. So one of the committee members say, okay, those who vote for the heart, put out your hand. Those who vote for the head, put out your hand. So I was, it triggered off my reflections. So it is, to me, it is a very interesting decision, interesting topic when you make decision, whether with the heart or head. So we live our life with lots of little decision, such as what are you going to eat? You need to decide. Do you decide what you eat with your heart or with your head? How many kilometers I need to travel, or how much money for the meal that I crave for? And also things like coming to the retreat. Should I go to the weekend retreat? Can I afford it? Or do you just decide, yes, I'm going? So you just put your name down. So there are so many little things. I can go on with the list, whether you want to get married or whether you should have a baby, including should I go on holiday or you want to change your job? Should I do this, go for this, or go for that? So all those little decisions that in life. And even things like when we get older, when we are sick, should we go for the treatment? Should we do radiotherapy or chemotherapy? Or even when your loved one passed away, you need to decide cremation or burial, or what sort of coffins. Because when my grandma passed away, of course, with Ayya Seri as well, when my grandma passed away, after she passed away, I went with my brother and my mom and my uncle to the funeral parlor. So we need to decide what sort of coffins that we need to have for grandma. For Ayya Seri, it's excellent. She decided. She talked about it because as Buddhists, there's no taboo about death. So she organized it, and we have look at it. What sort of funeral that how does she want to be cremated and all those things. So she pre-planned, she talked about it with me. So all those decisions we need to make in life. And as I say, the list is on and on and on. So, of course, ideally, we will use both hate and heart to whatever we do in our life. I can't use the word balance because you can't say put 50% on the head, 50% on the heart. It all depends on different situations. So I'm going to share with you some of the story, which I love to tell stories. So I'm going to tell you about myself. So when I make a decision, when I ordained as a nun. So it will, I think any one of you, the venerable included, whatever decision you make, less for me to be a nun, to ordain or to start to apply to be an anagarika, if I use my head, I will never make it till today. Because I will calculate, you can't write advantages or disadvantages for, should I ordain or should I go on spiritual path or not? So that is, I applied to be an anagarika in 2001. That's a long time ago. I can tell my age. And so I started my training in 2002. So that is so very interesting. But how it started the journey, of course, there's so many other factors involved in all the decisions we make. Don't think that this is it. This is what I make decision now, and that's it. There's so many causes and conditions, where I use the word writing on our wall, that affect our decision right now. Like me, so I, of course, have been a Buddhist for a while. By the time that I was in my 30s when I decided, so I went on a pilgrimage to India in 2001. And both Ayya Seri and Ajahn Brahm was in the pilgrimage. Very lucky. I think there was only a small group, 18 of us, who was, I don't think anyone in that pilgrimage with me in 2002 here. Just looking around. Unless you are, put out your hand, but I can't see you. But so during the pilgrimage, I met Ayya Seri formally for the first time. So I knew about her and saw her from far. And I came to the Katina at Bodhayana. I'm still a lay person. And so I met her, but that is my formal meeting with her. So I was like, I think some of you probably do the same thing, very curious about monks and nuns. So I use the word nuns and monks watching, just see what they're doing. So each time, I was really impressed by Ayya Seri. She's Australian, born in Manly, New South Wales. I was impressed by her because even the way she bowed, the way that she carried herself, the way that she expressed her faith and confidence in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, in her action. Something that you cannot sort of like put down your head, 50% or whatever marks on it. You cannot calculate that. And because when I'm watching her, it's actually made me question about my own faith, my confidence in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. So by watching, of course there is Ajahn Brahm, just all watching them. Like people's watching movies, you've got lots to watch outside. Another thing is, because of that, I felt actually a connection with her. Some of you heard me talking about the incident before. So we was traveling in India. At the time, we need to go from point A to point B. Sometimes it took 12 hours. So the group leader, she organized lunch or dana on the bus. So when after the dana, so I can tell you that the lunchbox dana is not really the best food. I can't remember, potatoes, something. So there's lots of leftover. So the group leader, she sort of collected it. She kindly, things that we didn't eat, she offered to the people, the villagers. But so when we came to a stop, I'm not sure those of you been to India, it's very interesting. At the time, I'm not sure about now. So there's no toilet all the way, okay? So the group leader will say, the men go to the left-hand side, the women go to the right-hand side. So you just go to the paddy field. You find a spot, nobody will see you. So that's how we sort of that's our toilet stop. So one of the stop, I don't think it's a toilet stop. So the bus have to stop about something I could not remember. So Ayya went down the bus, and the group leader was asking, anyone would like to, any female, please chaperone Ayya. I am busybody and curious and say, me. So I went down with her. I must say I didn't get too close. I tried to give her the space. And then the worst thing is she went to a group of dogs. The dogs in India is not like the cute little poodle. They are, I think Ayya like to use the name pizza, a bit of this, a bit of that. They're very fierce. Before I ordained, I worked as a pharmacist. So all my alarm bells come out, rabies, infections. So when I was staying here, she will be probably just on the other side of the hall. I don't dare to stay too close because of the dogs. But I saw her. She went to a few dogs there. She's not afraid of it. And she opened up her bag. She squat down and put down the remains of her lunch, the dana. So I saw her putting it down, say something to the dogs. None of them barked or reacted. But I must say she loved dogs as well. And those of you who met her know that she's full of loving kindness. So I just saw her bend down, put the food down, and then walk away gently. And then she walked past me and went back up to the bus. On the way, when she walked past me, she said to me, the dogs need to eat too. So I was a bit stricken by that. To say, one, she's not afraid. Two, she's so kind. Think of the dogs. And it's the action. If I'm frightened, I would just throw it, just toss it out and just walk away. She didn't. She actually bent down, squat down a little bit and bent down to put the food down. That part, I was really impressed. It's the heart connection that I felt when I'm with her. And then after the pilgrimage to India, that's 2001, I met Ayya again. I think we have a house dana at one of the pilgrims' house in Perth. So I was there, and I need to make a decision at that time. So I enrolled in the Chinese medicine and at RMIT in Melbourne. So I need to decide whether do I want to leave Perth, leave everything behind, and then travel to Melbourne. I have a grandmother. I live with my grandmother. Went to go to start all over again in Melbourne. It's not too difficult because I was a pharmacist, so I can get my registration in Melbourne. But to have the house, to sell the house, to everything. So I'm trying to decide whether should I do that. I started one semester in Chinese medicine, but I need to do like acupuncture and pulse diagnosis and cupping, all those things that you need to be there hands-on. So I just could not decide whether I should go or not. So like everyone else come to ask 5-minute questions. Sometimes your important 5-minute questions to the monastic. I did the same thing at a house starter. So I just say, Ayya. So I told her all my story. And then one of the things that is whatever she say, very simple, but it changed my course of my directions in life. So she said to me, my lay name is Jui Lay, so she just called me Jui. She said, Jui, you have enough tools to help others. This is the time you should put more effort into your practice. That's all she said. So, of course, at the time I work as a pharmacist. I also work as a naturopath. That's why she said I have enough tools to help others. And I still want to do Chinese medicine. I'm thinking probably I would like to be a witch doctor, learning another witchcraft. But that's all Ayya must say to me. You have enough tools to help others. Now, time to practice. I actually took her advice to my heart, because everyone around me say, no, you should go and study more. You know, my family, friends, everybody say, yeah, there's a good thing to do. But she's the only one that could say something different. And after that incident, not immediately, of course, it took me some time to sink in what she said. I actually I finished my, actually there's April that at the Dhamma, and I finished my semester in Chinese medicine that semester. And then I actually I put in my application to be an Anagarika at Dhammasara Nuns Monastery. Ayya is the founding abbot of Dhammasara Nuns Monastery. So if I say the same thing to you, will you drop everything? And you might not go into, become a monastic, but will you reduce your work, stop most of the things, and just start or went on your spiritual path. I think some people here, they retired, so they do retreats and do self-retreats. Will you do that? There's a question for you to answer. There's no right or wrong. For me, it's probably the causes and conditions ripen. So I think at the time when I applied, there's only 4 of us. Only out of 4 of us who applied, 2 of us, Venerable Nirodha is already Anagarika. So I'm the second Anagarika at the monastery. So there's only 4 of us who applied, 2 of us from Western Australia, from Perth. So of course, the probability of me getting in is very high. Not like, I think there's people told me there's a long list. So I was given the opportunity. So I'm very, very grateful and very, very lucky. If you ask me now, I still say that is my best decision in my life. Happily to be a nun. So there goes to trigger you off to don't want to get the monastery too many business. So at the time I was in my 30s, and of course I only attended a few weekends retreats. I don't know how many weekend retreats you have attended. Someone that I met beginning of the retreat, they told me that this is the 6th time they're in Jhana Grove this year. So I only attended a few weekend retreats. And at the time, you can stay in the monastery only for 3 nights, 2 nights and 3 days. There's an opportunity open because there's not lots of accommodation at the monastery at the time. I'm talking about 2001. So most of you have more experience than I was at that time. And I made the decision, I think, with my heart. Because I have these heartfelt desires. I want to give it a go, the monastic life a go. I do not want to wait till when I'm lying on my bed, dying, that I can say, oh, I should try that. I reckon I knew that if I just give it a go, if it do not work out, I still can come back. Get on with my life. Even though I must tell you that at the time, in a way inside my heart, I don't think I will be going home, going back to lay life again. And I didn't. And so that is, to me, is a hard decision. So I hope the decision come to a retreat is a hard decision. The decision to embark on a spiritual journey, the Eightfold Path, is a hard decision. Some of you might start with saying, okay, I want to do a retreat so that I can de-stress. Part of it might be your hate decision that you need to de-stress. But part of it, you can de-stress in many other ways. You know, people use alcohol, travel, and all sorts of things that you can do. But you choose to be here. So that is a wholesome decision. Give yourself a pat on your shoulder. So sadhu, sadhu to all of you. Because people, your friends and colleagues will say, what you're doing, cannot speak. Some of you can't eat after 12 when you eat whatever people cook for you. And it's so hot this weekend. But you're still here. So, good on you. I'm going to share some more story. What time that I meant to stop? That's something that I need to keep an eye on. I think 10 o'clock. So I still got time to share some more story. When I went to the monastery and started my training as an anagarika, I need to do 2 years of anagarika at the time because there's only 10 precept nuns. There's 10 precept nuns is the highest I can go. At the time, there's no bhikkhuni ordination. So my family was so worried. I joined a cult. So my parents are non-Buddhists. They are atheists. So I got siblings. So they are Christian. So I'm the only one that who joined the cult, so-called, because when I ordained as a 10 precept nuns, one of the requirements is I need to give up all my personal belongings, possession, material possession. So of course at the time I have a car, I have a job, I have a house. So I need to sort of give it up. So that's the time that I went forth in 2000. I went forth in 2004. I went forth on the 4th of July, 2004. That's why I have a name called Seri. Seri in Pali means independence, freedom. So like American Independence Day, that's how I got my name from. I'm not American, I'm Australian. So at the time, I remember, my mom, of course, very worried. She said, what if you decided you change your mind or something? So she said, to be a pharmacist, you need to be registered. At the time, they haven't started continued education. There is, but there's no point system yet. So basically, I could continue my registration as a pharmacist, provided I pay the registration fees. So my mom said, I will pay for you. Just in case, in 2 years' time, you don't want to be a nun anymore, you can come back home and you can work as a pharmacist again. But because you worried how I'm going to earn a living. So then I thought, yeah, okay. So I went to see Ayya I say, Ayya, my family want to pay for my registration fee. Is it okay? Guess what? Some of you will know. She say, a big N-O. No. She say, you can't, especially for renunciation, to be a monastic, you can't have plan B. So what you do is you need to be wholeheartedly, fully give it a go. Like anything in life, you can't just do half in, half out method. It will not work really well. I was really glad that she said no, but at the time I'm so full of faith. I really want to do it. So when she said no, I said, okay. So I told my family, say, sorry, cannot. I even need to, I remembered I have to write, I wrote a letter to the registrar pharmacy at the time. I know the system changes a bit now, but at the time we are governed by the pharmaceutical council, pharmacy council, which is in Western Australia. So I wrote a letter to terminate my registration as a pharmacist. I remember the registrar called and saying that, why you need to do that? They have lots of nuns practicing as pharmacists at St. John of God. Why can't you practice as a nun, as a pharmacist? I say, we are not different type of nuns. It's difficult to explain that we actually do not handle money at all. So I don't have a bank account. So I can work there, but it is not our focus anymore. Our focus, the heart part of it, is wholeheartedly, fully into the Dhamma. Meditation, learning the Dhamma, and work. Do whatever work we need to do to look after the monastery. So that's something for you to reflect on. So whatever, sometimes, or that when you need to make decision, you need to do it wholeheartedly. And there can be sometimes need to be really fully from the heart. But there is boundaries. We're going to talk about it. The boundaries of our precepts. I'm going to talk a bit more about that because you need some guidelines. So we're going to talk a bit more about how do we make decision. How do we cultivate to the point that we know whatever we do is according to our value and do not cause us hurt or harm myself or other beings. I've got more story. Do I have time? Yeah, 9 o'clock. That's good. One of something that I mentioned, some of you will know, Ayya, my teacher, already passed away. She passed away about 4 years ago. I look after her. I was her full-time caregivers for 12 years. When I went to see her, I said, Ayya, I will look after you. I will stand wherever you go. I will be with you. Do I make the decision, hate or heart? Of course, I didn't think about it. Even my family, my brother, I remember, he said, after Ayya passed away, I tell them, he said, we all think that you are silly or mad, whatever I taken up at the time. But I am very lucky. They are very supportive. Even though they think I'm mad or silly, but they still respect my decision. So at the time, some people come and some of the supporters actually came to see me and say, you sure you're going to do this? It's a big responsibility. But I didn't calculate. This is one of the things that you do not calculate. Those of you looking after your sick family members, you know that you don't say, okay, 20% I need to work, 20% I need to have my retreat, another 20% you can't do that. you just, well, the circumstances, obviously I use my heart more than my head, otherwise I would not become a nun. That is the starting point. But I must say, one of the things that I might not have time to look at is something we call writing on the wall. That is our conditionings. Of course, I didn't even flinch or blink my eyes when I say, oh, I'll do that. I will be with you. Because as I mentioned earlier, I'm a trained health professional. I'm a pharmacist and I'm a naturopath. So disease or medication, and I'm from Perth. And I know the health system really well. I know the hospitals really well too, especially now after all these years. So I do not think twice that I cannot manage it. But I must say I do not have an answer. I have no plan B. I didn't plan that, okay, I get this person. I didn't. I don't have that. When you're young, you think back, you just, out of love, you get married or do whatever. So I just go for it. And but it's really a great practice. Once I committed, I just take one day at a time. Just work with whatever I have. Just one moment at a time. There is something come out, crisis, I need help, then I deal with it. It's a great opportunity for me to practice. Of course, it's a great opportunity for me to be with my teacher. So I have 24 hours caregivers. It means I'm with her 24 hours. So I have the opportunity to learn from her. So that is very much the hard decision that I have to make. As I mentioned, that is we need to look at not just, I'm going to mention some more. Actually, I'm going to go through a sutta as well. So the causes and conditions, our conditioning, our writing on the wall, for all of you here is different, but you might have one common writing on the wall, that is meditation. Retreats is good for you. You might be brainwashed by all the talks that you listen. That's why you end up here. Unconsciously. So am I at the time. And I'm going to give you an example about the writing on the wall that affect our choices. I find that eating beef or mutton is difficult for me. So I don't like it. There's nothing wrong with eating beef or mutton. Nothing auspicious not eating them. In my case, it's because I live with my grandmother. She cannot stand the smell of the beef or mutton her whole life. She cooks. So she never buy any beef or mutton or from the shops. She don't bring it to the home. I remember I was at someone else's house, and they knew that my grandma do not eat beef. But other guests do have beef. So they're cooking. My grandma rushed out of the house. So she just cannot stand the smell of it. So when it is my turn, so the conditioning. Imagine, you remember that when I'm talking about the writing on the wall? So I don't like the taste. I'm not used to it. So it is difficult because remember, I'm an Australian. So she was brought up with beef and mutton. And that is their regular. To her, chicken is a special thing at the time, she said. They only have chicken once a week. But they have beef and mutton almost every night. How things changes. So she was sick. My mama has a degenerative neurological conditions called MSA, multi-system atrophy. So we're trying to, quite a lot of people here during that time provide the Dhamma. They need trying to give her high protein. She needs to have a special food that is easy to chew. So people purposely get her beef or mutton so that she eats small amount but have the maximum proteins. But of course, I can't tell people that, can you please bring something else? I do not, it's not my, I can eat them, but it is not something that I will eat regularly. But I can't do anything. It's monastics. So I just got to take whatever this year. I was born in Malaysia. Guess what? I put chili sauce into those things that I have difficult to, because I can't stand the smell or the taste. So I put a lot of chili sauce. I just eat it. So it is not that it is anything special that I don't eat them. It's just because my writing on the wall, my conditionings, thanks to my grandma. My grandma even had problems having butter on the bread. So to that extent, she already passed away. She passed away 11 years ago when she was 98. So it's the old generation, so you can't force them to change their mind. But I still can eat it. If you really have to bring it, make sure you provide chili, please. Unfortunately. So that is the conditioning part of making decision, hate or heart. And there's other things as well. So that is another very important things that we need to look at, which I will not go into too details, is the 3 characteristics or phenomena we call T Lakkhana. That is anicca, impermanence, dukkha, suffering, and anatta, non-self. So we think that we are controlled. Well, I'm not going to go into that part. You think that you make the decision. It's our conditioning, the brainwashing that lead you to this weekend retreat. So that is part of the non-self. Any other things can happen. You might come because your friends, they're coming. So you thought, wow, it's a good idea, you're free, you must well come. Or whatever other reasons. I knew there are quite a number of people here that they come, they are a group of friends, so 4 or 5 of them, they're all coming together. So it's just like that I described about eating the mutton or beef for dana. So my condition is dukkha, that I don't like them. I find it disagreeable with me. But the impermanence thing is, some people are very tricky. They just cook. They are excellent cook. They master taste so well. As monastic, I will not ask, especially at Patacham, the only ananda, only monastic there. I can't say, may I know what is this? I don't ask. I just take a bit of all the dishes. So they master so well that I do not even know, so I just eat it. So see, that is, you can say it's impermanence, it's change because of causes and conditions. Just that. That alone causes and conditions in our life. Oh, I've forgotten that actually I need to do a guided meditation. Never mind, let me just keep going. So I'm going to focus on, as I say, the scope of the Dhamma is very wide. So you can, decision making involving heart or hate involve the whole Eightfold Path. But I only can, limiting time, only can focus on a few areas. And so we can look at something that we can cultivate, we can practice, so that we can steer ourselves using our head and heart towards wholesomeness, towards positiveness, towards kindness, and towards what is most important and valuable in our life. That's why we will cultivate, follow the Buddha's teachings. So I'm going to use, some of you will know this sutta really well. So I'm going to use a sutta as the basis for our investigation here. So I'm going to use a sutta called Kalama Sutta. Familiar? Oops. So it is in numerical discourse. If you really want to know the number, probably you can put it down on the board. When you go home, you can read it again and again. It is in numerical discourse 3.65. The name of the sutra is called With the Kalamas of Kesa Mucha. It's a good way if you will never read a sutra before. It's a good way to introduce you to the sutras, to the teaching of the Buddhas. I'm going to read. I'm going to start reading it, and we'll come to I will give comments and to the points that you can see why I use that for either making decision with head or heart. Okay, so this is the whole sutra. It doesn't matter. You don't have the sutra in front of you. Just listen with your heart, not listen with your head. Okay, so you can close your eyes for a moment and let me read part of it, and then I'll stop. So I have heard, at one time, the Buddha was wandering in the land of the Kusalans, together with a large sangha of mendicants. When he arrived at a town of the Kalamas named Kesa Mutta, the Kalamas of Kesa Mutta heard, it seems the ascetic Gautama, so they are not Buddhists, that's why they call him ascetic Gautama, a Sakyan gone forth from a Sakyan family has arrived at Kesa Mutta. So the Sakyan family at the time is very well respected, higher caste, not from the lower caste. He has this good reputation. That blessed one is perfect, a fully awakened Buddha. It is good to see such perfect ones. So they are like some of us, checking out the monastics. So these people are checking out the Buddha. Imagine that you got Buddha to check out. Then the Kalamas went up to the Buddha. Before sitting down to one side, some bowed, some exchanged greetings and polite conversation, some held up their joint palms towards the Buddha, some announced their name and clan, while some just kept silent. Seated to one side, the Kalamas say to the Buddha. The range of description there inform us not everyone is Buddha. Some just kept silent. They don't even, like the Buddha, don't know who is he, something like that. Just like, sometimes when I was, I walk around the area that I live, some people just look at me, and some people just say, hello. Some people just say, I don't know, it's just no hair and wearing weird clothing. It's the same thing during the Buddha's time. Well, still, it is the Buddha we are talking about. So the Kalamas say to the Buddha, they answer some ascetics and Brahmins who come to Kesa Mutta, that's the area that the Buddha walked to. They explain and promote only their own doctrine, while they attack, badmouth, disparage, and smear the doctrines of others. So, some people come to their place, they will just say, this is good, this teaching is good. The other guys there, they are not good. This happens all the time, especially in sales. And they too, there are some other ascetic and Brahmins come to Kesa Mutta. They too explain and promote only their own doctrines, while they attack, badmouth, disparage, and smear the doctrines of others. So, sir, we are doubting and uncertain. I wonder, who of these respected ascetics and Brahmins speaks the truth, and who speaks falsehood? It's confusing sometimes, even in Buddhism. So, as far as I know, there are some monks say something different from probably Ajahn Brahm or possibly Buddha, I'm not sure. So even that's confusing. The Buddha replied, "It is enough, Kalamas, for you to be doubting and uncertain. Doubt has come up in you about an uncertain matter." Next paragraph is the one that you need to listen with your heart, wholeheartedly, fully, and completely. Please, Kalamas, don't go by oral transmission. Don't go by lineage. Don't go by testament. Don't go by canonical authority. Don't rely on logic. Don't rely on inference. Don't go by reason trained of thought. Don't go by acceptance of a view after deliberation. Don't go by the appearance of competence. And don't think the ascetic is our respected teacher. But when you know for yourself these things are unskillful, blameworthy, criticized by sensible people, and when you undertake them, they lead to harm and suffering, then you should give them up. I'm going to say that paragraph again and again throughout this weekend. It will be in your heart by the time that you leave here, hopefully. So this is very important. I'm going to explain a bit more. I'm going to keep on going and then stop at a certain time that I'm going to make some explanations. So basically, don't just because it's in the sutta, not because of Ayya Seri say, or not because of Ajahn Brahm say. You need to reflect and contemplate. Is it true? Is it blameworthy? Is it causes hurt or harm myself or other beings? And the Buddha say, even the Buddha say that. If it is blameworthy, give it up. Don't believe in them. I want to continue, okay? What do you think, Kalama? Does greed come out in a person for their welfare or harm? I love this sutra because the Buddha go into explanation. What do he mean by something that is unwholesome, criticized by the wise people? So the Buddha asks in a Q&A questions, does greed come out in a person for their welfare or harm? Harm, sir. That's what the Kalama say. A greedy individual overcome by greed kills living creatures, steals, commits adultery, lies, and encourages others to do the same. Is that for their lasting harm and suffering? Yes, sir. So that is the 5 precepts. I'm going to go to say a bit more about the 5 precepts. So the 5 precepts is the one that this sutra did mention. That is our boundary. If you don't know whether do I do this or do that, ask yourself, is it breaking the 5 precepts? Very importantly, is it whatever this decision or this thing you're going to do, is it causes hurt or harm yourself or other beings? As I say, so this will be your guideline, your boundaries. As I say, when I make the decision or decided to apply to be an Anagarika, I was really full of confidence, have the trust and know in my heart, I knew that it is the right thing because I know that it is not whatever my decision is, it is not causes hurt or harm any beings. So I didn't know the sutra at the time, I must admit. I just go with the heart. But I knew that there's nothing that I do, the decision do not hurt or harm other beings. Not everyone I like it, of course, my family don't like it. But even though they don't like it, they're strongly opposed it, I must say. But they still let me go. I must say, I have to say sadhu to them, especially my grandmother, because it impacted her much more, because I need to live in the monastery, no longer living with her. And I was saying that I make this deep dive of want to go into the monastery. I don't know anything. I'm not from the Theravada background, actually from Mahayana. I already say that my parents are atheists. Of course, they do not encourage me. But because I met Ayya, I was impressed by her behavior. I told you the story about the dogs, what she did with the dogs. So to me, I felt the connection. And I think to be able to make a decision, feeling that you do not hurt or harm any beings, whatever you do, that is a powerful, the feelings of powerful understanding in the heart. You can go ahead and do it. When I say to Ayya that, I say, oh, yes, Ayya, I'm going to stay with you. I'm going to look after you. That's a promise I make at the time. But in my heart, I knew that's the right thing to do because I think it do not cause us harm or hurt other beings. And I'm going to go back to read the sutta. Okay, so I'm going to go back to continue. So the Buddha talked about greed. Now the second one. What do you think, Kalamas? Does hate come out in a person for their welfare or harm? Harm, sir. A hateful individual overcome by hate kills living creatures, steals, commits adultery, lies, and encourages others to do the same. Is that for their lasting harm and suffering? Yes, sir. So again, that is the 5 precepts of the boundaries again, the Buddha mentioned. What do you think, Kalamas? Does delusion come out in a person for their welfare or harm? Delusion, confusion, harm, sir. A deluded individual overcome by delusion kills living creatures, steals, commits adultery, lies, and encourages others to do the same. Is that for their lasting harm and suffering? Yes, sir. What do you think, Kalamas? Are these things skillful or unskillful? Unskillful, sir. Blameworthy or blameless? Blameworthy. Criticized or praised by sensible people? Criticized by sensible people, sir. When you undertake them, do they lead to harm and suffering or not? And how do you see this? When you undertake them, they lead to harm and suffering. That's how we see it. It's very clear. Greed, hatred, delusion that lead us to the unskillful actions that lead us outside of the boundaries of the 5 precepts. So, Kalamas, when I say this, please don't go by oral transmission. Don't go by lineage. Don't go by testament. Don't go by canonical authority. Don't rely on logic. So don't just rely on your head, logic. Don't rely on inference. Don't go by the reasoned train of thoughts. Don't go by the acceptance of a view after deliberation. Don't go by the appearance of competence. And don't think the ascetic is our respected teacher. Even the Buddha said that. Don't just because I'm your teacher, you just believe and do what I say. But when you know for yourself, these things are unskillful, blameworthy, criticized by sensible people, and when you undertake them, they lead to harm and suffering. Then you should give them up. That is what I say. That's why I say it. Second paragraph, let's finish this. Please, Kalamas, don't go by oral transmission. Don't go by lineage. Don't go by testament. Don't go by canonical authority. Don't rely on logic. Don't rely on inference. Don't go by reasoned train of thought. Don't go by the acceptance of a view after deliberation. Don't go by the appearance of competence. And don't think the ascetic is our respected teacher. But when you know yourself, these things are skillful, blameless, praised by sensible people. And when you undertake them, they lead to welfare and happiness. Then you should acquire them and keep them. This is the second time from this sutra that the Buddha repeats that. The more repetition, that means it is very important for this sutra. I'm going to keep on reading this part because I'll continue reading, finish that part before we go on to the guided meditation. It's not much to go. What do you think, Kalamas? Does contentment, that's a translation by Ajahn Sujato, that is the opposite of greed. I think Bhikkhu Bodhi used the word non-greed. So aloba, those of you who know the Pali, non-greed, absence of desires, moderation. Does contentment come out in a person for their welfare or harm? Welfare, sir. And this morning when we chanted the Metta Sutra, one of inside the Metta Sutra is a humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied. So this is a quality that is appear again and again. We're going to talk a little bit more about it later. Could be tomorrow, I'm not sure how tomorrow might be, but we'll see. I'm going to continue to read. An individual who is content and not overcome by greed doesn't kill living beings, steal, commit adultery, lie, or encourage others to do the same. Is that for their lasting welfare and happiness? Yes, sir. What do you think, Kalamas? Does love, that is opposite of hatred, you can say kindness, compassion, love, does love come out in a person for their welfare or harm? Does understanding, which is the opposite of delusion, understanding as amoha or wisdom, freedom from delusion. I think what Bhikkhu Bodhi uses is, didn't put down Bhikkhu Bodhi's word, I think it's understanding that he used in his translation. So I'm reading from the Ajahn Sujato's translation. Those of you who do not have a sutra of That's from Anguttara Nikaya, the numerical discourse. You can Google Sutta Central when you go home. And it is free that you can read. So, is understanding come out in a person for their welfare or harm? Is that for their lasting welfare and happiness? Yes, sir. What do you think kalamas are these things we mentioned? Contentment, that's non-greed, and then love, that is kindness, and understanding, that is wisdom. Is that all these things, is it skillful or unskillful? Skillful, sir. Blameworthy or blameless? Blameless, sir. Criticized or praised by sensible people? Praised by sensible people, sir. When you undertake them, do they lead to welfare and happiness or not? And how do you see this? When you undertake them, they lead to welfare and happiness. That's how we see it. So the Buddha very clearly in the sutras, to me anyway, say that don't rely on the sutra or anything. Your logic, your facts and figures, just don't rely on that only. You can look at that. When the Kamishi, I'm talking about Kamishi of Patacha Bhikkhuni Hermitage, when we make the decision, I must say we did do the research. We didn't do just follow the heart. We do ask advice and check and all sorts of things when we came to the meeting. Then we have, of course, deliberation. The Buddha said, do not make decision via deliberation. But we do make, so when this one of the committee members say, heart, hate or heart, I must say the majority, at the end, everyone that put up their hands with the heart. But we do have the hate. We need the research. So there's a wisdom aspect that I mentioned. I'm going to finish the whole part of it before we stop, because the Buddha say it again. I'm going to read it one more time. Hopefully you sing into your heart when you make decision. Okay, the Buddha said 3 times now. So kalamas, when I say, please, the Buddha said, please, don't go by oral transmission. Don't go by lineage. Don't go by testament. Don't go by canonical authority. Don't rely on logic. Don't rely on inference. Don't go by reasoned train of thought. Don't go by the acceptance of a view after deliberation. Don't go by the appearance of competence. And don't think that ascetic is our respected teacher. But when you know for yourself, these things are skillful, blameless, praised by sensible people. And when you undertake them, they lead to welfare and happiness. Then you should acquire them, keep them. That's what I say. That's why I say it. So remember that. This is also say, don't go for oral transmission. Because some people came to see me a while ago. They say, I cannot, there's a lot of superstitions. People told you what to do, your family. Like my grandma said, don't cut your nails after dark. So this is the Buddha say, do not believe it. And I can say, it is interesting, just now I mentioned about deciding on cremation or what sort of funerals. So I know that this is generalization, okay? I'm aware of that. But when a funeral for the Sri Lankan community, there's a huge group of them turn up, normally 200-300, at all ages. But for the funeral for Chinese background, they normally don't like to go to the funeral. because they believe if they go to the funeral, you get bad luck. So I'm from Chinese background, so I can say that. So you can see that which one is right. That's what the old people say, that you don't go to funeral because you get the bad omen or something. But which one is right? This community, wow, they go and support, they want to show their support to the family that passed away. You know, the more that they go, they have more merits. But the other group say, no, no, no. That's why the Buddha said, don't go by lineage, don't go by oral transmission. Don't just believe of what someone say. Like my grandma said, don't cut nails after dark. I must say I don't. I'm conditioned. My writing on the wall, just like, you know, what's the problem eating beef or mutton? Just conditioned. It's not logic. So I'm going to stop here. We're going to meditate. It's in the seat. We cannot go. No, I can keep on telling you more stories. But now we're going to meditate. I'm going to do a guided meditation. You can stand up to wiggle your toes a little bit. I need to wiggle my toes. Probably I should just put my feet down. No one can see me, isn't it? And I promise I'm going to give everyone the toilet break after the meditation. Because I need to do that too. Before our next sessions. After this, we're going to have I'm going to talk about walking meditation. And we're going to have a group walking meditation. So most of you ready? You can go back to your seat and be comfortable. Where are you sitting? So the skillful, like me, now I put my feet down, I'm like sitting on a chair, which is perfect height. I have cramps in my legs. So be comfortable when you're meditating, creating a positive, a wholesome karma with meditation by being comfortable. So each time you meditate, the mind say, this is pleasant, this is nice, rather than, this is suffering because my leg is sore. So you are welcome to sit on a chair. I don't have time to talk about lying down meditation, but I will do that when I got a chance, sometimes this morning or this afternoon. So sit comfortably. Remember, sit like a mountain. Steady, grounded. And take a few moments to remind yourself to relax. I'm going to start the meditation with a body awareness. The body awareness is an excellent way to bring yourself back to present moment. Be aware of your body, starting from the top of the head. Slowly move down to the forehead, to the back of the head, to the neck, to the front of the body, to the back of your body, to your shoulders, both hands, all the way to the tips of your fingers, And once again, just let all the stress and tension in the body go. Let all the tension and stress in the mind go. And gently remind yourself to relax. Letting go of everything outside meditation. Bring your awareness to your thighs, knees, to your lower legs, to your feet, to the toes, to the 10 toes, the 10 tips of the toes. Once again, let all the tension and stress from your body and mind, just let it go. And softly, gently remind yourself to relax. Stay in this open, spacious, silent. Appreciate the beauty of silence, the peace of silence. Feel the silence with your heart. Immerse in the silence. When you're ready, if you wish, you can put your awareness on the breath. Just rest on the breath gently. Or you can just relax into the silence. It is coming towards the end of the meditation sessions. Bring your awareness back to this open, spacious, neutral space. And once again, reflect on how your meditation have been for you. Is it more agitated, or you feel a bit more peaceful? And what are the causes and conditions that bring you to this point? I'm going to ring the bell. You come out from the meditation at the end of the sound of the bell, and then open your eyes. Now you can have 10 minutes toilet break or whatever break. Go for a walk, stretch yourself a bit, and then come back at 10 past 10. And we're going to have I'm going to give some instructions about walking meditation, and then we're going to do a group walking meditation together.